Human cloning. It is the creation of genetically identical copy of a human. There are two types of cloning: reproductive cloning and therapeutic cloning. Reproductive cloning, its purpose is to make an identical copy of an organism. For example, Dolly the sheep. Therapeutic cloning, its purpose is medical treatment. Example, generate new pancreas for a diabetic patient.
The most common method of cloning is known as somatic cell nuclear transfer. This method requires two different kinds of cells, one of these cells being a somatic cell, which is any cell other than a sperm cell that contains complete DNA of the animal it came from. First off, a sharp pipette removes and discards the nucleus from the egg cell. Next, the somatic cell's nucleus is then transferred into the enucleated egg cell. Here the scientist stimulates the fused egg. This activates the egg and causes it to divide just as any normal egg would. The embryo is then transferred to a surrogate mother where it continues to develop. After a full term of pregnancy, the recipient gives birth to an identical twin of the genetic donor.
Any discovery that touches upon human creation is not simply a matter of scientific inquiry. It is a matter of morality and spirituality as well. I believe we must respect this profound gift and resist the temptation to replicate ourselves.
Shortly after Dolly's birth was announced, President Clinton took steps towards banning human cloning experiments in the United States. The Bioethics Commission he established called upon Rabbi Dorff, along with several other members of the religious and scientific community, to address the ethics of human cloning.
The commission recommended that cloning be banned, at least temporarily, while further study is done as to exactly what it would involve and what the risks are.
Other world leaders took similar action.
The reaction against the prospect of cloning humans has been worldwide. In his Sunday address, the Pope implied such experiments were dangerous. Today, Italy banned cloning experiments. So did Argentina. And the German government said there should be a worldwide ban on cloning.
I don't think government bans will indeed stop it. First of all, because you'd have to have an international ban on cloning in order to do that. And even if you had an international ban, there's no guarantee whatsoever that it won't happen in some lab somewhere.
Technology, once it's developed, does not go away. It may go underground if sufficiently persecuted.
The technology Dr. Wilmot and his team used to produce Dolly seems simple enough, and the temptation could prove great enough that someone, somewhere, will clone humans despite government bans. Dolly's creator acknowledges that his discovery could lead to that possibility.
I think it's probable that this technique could be developed so that it would work in humans.
One analysis estimates that a cloning lab could be equipped for as little as $140,000. Throw in someone with a knowledge of molecular biology, and human cloning may become as simple as it is in the television series South Park.
Here's an example of a story of a married couple living in New Jersey, facing the tragedy of the sick wife. She was diagnosed with the genetic disease of kidney failure. They are a well-educated couple, caring for their religion and don't like to break rules. In order to save their life, the husband decided to get more information about human cloning to be able to clone his wife and save her from the disease. First, he consulted someone concerning the legal issues and found out that his country is banning human cloning. Hence, decides to travel and see if it is legal in another country. He went to California because this country allows therapeutic cloning. The only two issues left for him to solve are the religious and health ones. So he consults his pope and finds out what his religion advises about cloning.
Human cloning is bad, never right. Humans are responsible for nature and what it has created. Each human was made specially in God's image. When cloning another person, they are being made in that person's image, and not in God's. Each person's soul is unique. Clones may also not be treated with respect. Instead, they might be looked down on as less than a person, and used to the benefit of the Creator when transplants are needed. From the perspective of a Muslim friend, I know that Muslimhood says that human cloning is both right and wrong. We believe that while there should be no limit to research because God gave us the knowledge to do it, cloning would affect kinship, which we believe is a key thing. On the other hand, a child should have a mother and a father.
Cloning, for one, is a supply of donor organs that can eradicate genetic diseases and allow infertile couples to reproduce. However, the risks are far too great, in that it could commonly result in oversized fetuses, placental defects, lung, kidney, and cardiovascular problems, brain abnormalities, immune dysfunction, and severe postnatal weight gain.
Jack, after a long, tiring journey, he decided that he couldn't risk his wife's life. He saw that most of the positions are not in favor of human cloning. Therefore, he had no choice but to stay with his strong will and perseverance and keep searching for the one cure that would save his wife's life.